All right, now, hey, Phoenix is rising. Coach T here. I've had to redo this 3 times because I keep getting distracted. Again, I'm at work, it's graveyard, and people are a little bit feisty. But anyway, to get to the quick here. This is Olga Texidor. This is the one that I have been talking to you guys about that has literally tried to destroy me and unalive me for resisting her grooming and outing her as a pedo and a racist and a pretty much, all in all, sex offender, sociopath. And this is the proof that these images have in common is that this twit would be across the street from my work and with somebody else, mind you, and they always used a different car. So when you're being gang stalkers are always going to use a different car. They have cars that are on, and one thing I started noticing in Sacramento, because God would point it out to me, that there will be, and just like where I'm working right now, there's a guy at, well, I'll just talk about Sacramento. So in Sacramento, um, the gang stalkers or, drug, which are consists of, usually you got to put in work for La Raza, and that means that you're going to be a drug dealer. That means that you're going to be a drug, you're going to be the money collector, you're going to be the gopher, you know what I mean? You're going to do different things for the cult than, what they want you to do. And so basically they would clean out these cars and leave no residue. Like I would watch them clean out these cars. They would, and then somebody would go into a car, go pick the car up, go and do whatever dirt or harassment that they were sent to do. So basically how this worked, and this is what Olga was a part of. How this worked was that they would uh, get a text and say, hey, with a picture and they wanted that person to do, what they wanted the people to do. And if you do this, this is what we're going to give you. Okay. So it's kind of like if you guys have ever heard of iView or Proxy Picks, right? Hey, we got this property available. We want you to take an exterior picture. And when you get that picture, you send it in to us. We okay it, and then we'll give you $18, or we'll give you $20. You see what I'm saying? Or we'll give you seven, right? So that's what they will give you. Drugs. We'll give you an 8 ball. We'll give you, a shot of fentanyl with a narco spray. We'll give you, you know what I mean? And I mean, I'm not exaggerating. They had a network in Sacramento. And so, because if you can't pig, and they would put fake license plates on or whatever, there were over 180 gangs in Sacramento when I looked it up. So, but all of them were working in tandem, but the biggest one was the Mexican cults, right? And so, but anyway, so she would be across the street from my work, mind you, and projecting witchcraft on me, and I would see her, right? Because I would feel that omnious, that malevolent presence. I mean, she has a toxic spirit, like because she's been doing evil, she's been murdering people, she's been stalking people, and when they target people, like even here, I had a coworker who started wearing red and black because he was being reported for not coming to work. But he's saying that he's worked, or he would leave 2 hours ahead of time, right? So, and we were told, hey, you guys got to say something, because if you don't say something, we're going to think that you're involved, right? So the Mexican coworker who paraded his flag around a couple of weeks ago, um, he told him, oh, you really? Well, in our culture, we don't, you know what I mean? Whatever sexist bullshit that he could get this old man alive. And it's like, dude, you're not supposed to leave though, right? So on one hand, he's okaying it because I said it as a female, but then he's reporting him too. So it's a weird situation. But he started wearing red and black. So so she was across the street. I saw her when I was on my rounds. I was just walking, right, just patrolling the perimeter and getting some exercise in, and I loved it, and I miss it now. I've been really craving, being able to walk freely without being accosted, without being sexually harassed, without being interrupted by, the fear that some crazy person talking to themselves out loud, may come at me. But I mean, and hopefully there's a day. But because we're still moving, just saving up more. But anyway, so when I was doing my rounds, I saw her, and she acted like she didn't see me. Now, when I first became homeless, and I was in, and after a year, and I was in my van, and Olga is like, she has she's a parasite. It's a parasitic spirit. Well, and again, it's like she's soulless, but it's the demons that work through her, like literally. And so anyway, there were so many times that she was just across the street, and sometimes paired with somebody, always in a different vehicle. A few times there was the same black vehicle, and there was the same Bronco, maroon Bronco, and maroon, and it had gold, like a tan interior. And I would see it, and I would see different people using it. That's why I know. And as I would see these cars, and you see them parked, and it's all cleaned out, right? But it's, it's used, of course, and then somebody comes in and picks it up. So, and I have that right over here too, because I saw um, a white couple use it, and then a young black guy came over and got it, and I'm like, some things don't change. I'm in a whole nother area. But anyway, so one day, I was walking, she would have me harassed. I would be harassed, and before I went to work, and then when I was going to work, or when I was coming back from work, I mean, basically I would be harassed everywhere. It wasn't just anytime I was out, I was being harassed, right? And the whole thing was is to get, because I had built myself up from being on the streets. I was on the streets for a year, and then I got into the van for a little over a year, and then I moved into the hotel, and we were there for 2 years. And then God said, move, because they had ramped up and they were starting to attack my health. They were starting to attack my organs. And those of you who are familiar with witches and work, I mean, I started drain. It was like they were literally draining all of that prana, all that health, all that wealth, all that success was blocked, was damaged, was siphoned, was whatever. And so I didn't get my new beginning. I didn't get my new beginning at fucking all. And so literally we had to flee in the morning, and I had to let go of a lot of shit, and all because of this bitch right here, and then another one, and I'll do a video on her too. And the reason why I'm outing them is because it's like you're still attacking me after 8 years. I mean, literally from 2015 or 14 to now, right? It's gotten a lot less, but and fuck it. Because somebody has had a bad run in with her, and I know, because she is a rapist. She is a sex offender, and she's proud of it. She doesn't care. She just cares that you're saying something about it and making her look bad. But in the long run, she's going to do what she wants to do. And so anyway, this is a bird that was shot with a BB gun, and it was outside of my work. Now I never see it. Who's doing it, because you can't, for the CCTV that we had, I couldn't go back to it, right? I couldn't go back and look, because I was like, how do I know the time or the date, right? And then plus I'm walking a lot, right? Um, but somehow they do it, right? And so, what these have in common is that Olga Texidor likes to threaten people, and that was her threatening me, because only I would know that because she would play with BB guns all the time. She loved to, and here's how stupid she is. And this bitch was applying to get, she wanted to get a gun permit, and they kept denying her because you held a woman hostage and her child. There's an actual article that I have, and I actually talked to the woman. The woman said that she was a narcissistic sociopath, or she said she was a sociopath, and she got triggered because of what she did to her son. So that's why I said she's a pedophile. I have receipts. Okay. But imagine somebody's listening to what this bitch is saying because it's La Raza. She's a part of the La Raza. And people are listening to this twit, right? So here she is.